any of you are, but the worst guy in this room right now is better off than some people in other countries. Okay? So you may say, oh shit, my life's bad, this, that. There are some people in other countries that would literally kill you for your position in this world. So everyone here has opportunity. You know, when you think about that, there are guys in other countries that are doing such good metal work because they don't have 30 gallons of Bondo in the cabin. Okay? So these guys come in, they go, you know, the little skip coat, bodywork's done, they're fast because they have to be. So I guess what a big part of what I want to talk to you guys about is you guys have so much opportunity right now in this world. And nobody could, like, for me, I was supposed to be the shitty mechanic guy. And that's a stereotype, but it can be true. But you make it true. You understand what I mean? You guys make it true. You could either be the high-end guy that's going to make some money and live a clean life and not get greasy and not get yelled at and not get, you know, people treat you like shit. Or you could be the guy that fucks off here, doesn't pay attention, you know, does too much shit on the side, doesn't really care. And then life has a time where it catches you. It'll grab you. And when that time comes, you're going to think, shit, I wish I was more prepared for this moment. You know, with me, it was, you know, I really didn't have a choice. I remember, okay, so when I first decided to go out on my own, I worked for a body shop. I was making pretty good money at the time because I had the college degree. I knew enough coming here, because like, without this, if you say to your boss, hey man, can I work in a frame machine? No, go fucking sit in that car, right? I mean, I don't know if any of you guys experienced that yet, but that's what it is. And I sanded. Even though I had this thing, I still sanded more than I wanted to. Here you could go, Mr. Smith, show me how to fix this fucking car. So when you get to that shop, you can fix it. You could say, hey, can I show you what I can do? And you can go fix it. Now you jump the line. You're like a cadet at West Point. You're not the soldier. You want to be the cadet, you know? When you get into that realm with us, so going backwards, I remember I worked a 45-hour week. I made X amount of money. Good money for me at the time. Then I started doing a little bit of side work. I had a little garage, thank God, I had a little place to work. I made the same money that I made in that side job as I did, and I probably worked on it. We did a fender, a hood, a door, and I put a little custom thing, I welded something, I painted it. I probably worked on the job 5 hours myself. I paid a guy to help me with some other shit. I paid a sander, I paid the grunt guy, right? Again, you don't want to be that guy. I was nice to him, I like him, I appreciate they're there, but none of you guys want to be that. Because you're the guy that you're the guy that they could just swap out whenever they want. You don't ever want to be that guy. You want your boss to be like, oh shit, I can't get rid of you. I need you here. That's when your per hour value has to be high. Because if you don't, you're just like, you're like the curtain on the wall. That curtain's gone, we'll put another curtain on. So you guys got to think, do you want to be a curtain or do you want to be the guy that makes the rules? Now if you're, and I don't care what business, again, anything you guys do, if you're someone you're smart, you know how to talk to people, you can get shit done, you work hard, you're always going to be, they respect you more. Okay, let's put it this way. You demand respect, okay, when you're good. That's the only thing that matters, being good. If you're not good, and again, it don't matter. I don't care if you're building birdhouses. If you build the most fucked up birdhouse in the business, you're going to be the guy out the door. When the guy who's building the best one can tell, you know what, I don't want to work Saturdays. I really not, you know. And if your boss needs you, he's going to go, all right, cool, let me figure out how I can work without Saturdays, but I still want to make the same money. And then he's going to go, shit, this guy busts his ass. Now you let the grunt guy say that. You let the grunt guy, the guy who didn't give a shit in life, say, I want this, I want that. The boss is going to go, don't matter. So all this stuff applies, and I'll tell you what, a big moment for me, okay, a really big moment for me was, I was working in a garage. I was the young guy, but I was smart, and I fixed a lot of shit, right? So what they would do is give me the work that the other mechanics were, you know, instead of paying the guy $30 an hour, they paid me whatever. So my old boss was an asshole, the son, the nephew who started running the business. Now again, you guys, you don't know who your boss is going to be. Your boss could be some prick that doesn't deserve to be where he is. You can have a boss you respect that earned his way to the top, and you can go, wow, this guy made it, and I'm going to follow him. And you can get some prick that fell into money. I know tons of them, okay? So this guy said to me, he got yelled at by my boss to the point where he was getting yelled at like he was a little kid. And I remember I was all jacked up back in the day. I was like, "You said to me, I'll knock him out," you know. But that's a dumb way to look at life, because that doesn't work. That just makes you feel good for that moment that you can stand up to somebody. This guy was bigger than me. He was legitimately a crazy person, a dangerous, crazy dude. And this boss was in his face with his finger, "You better, blah, blah, blah." And I was like, holy shit, like, oh, I don't want that, that's crazy. 10 minutes, 15 minutes after he got yelled at like a little kid in front of me, he goes, "You know what, if you follow my path and you listen to me, you could be right where I am in 10 years. And I went, oh shit, I want to be there. And then my hand to God, true story, I said, cool. I walked into my boss right as like I said that, and I said, today's my last day, I'm done. And my boss said, what's the matter? I'm like, I gotta get out of here. Because I knew that is, sometimes the industry is there to chew you up if you let it, okay? Now, you could, like I said, you could take this whole out, like this, seeing this welding station, this blows me away, like this wasn't here. I want to come back up here to work with him to learn how to weld better. I'm not kidding. I could weld, I could MIG, I can't TIG, I got to TIG at my shop. I think we did a little TIGging with the little TIG back in the day, maybe.
We didn't have any.
You sure?
Yeah.
Okay, so in my head I thought I could TIG in the past, so that makes sense why I can't TIG now. But the opportunity you have here with these guys, okay, you can't pass it up. I mean, you just can't. Hear me now, believe me later. What I'm telling you, maybe with some of you guys may get into your brain a little bit, but I'm telling you, it's a shitty moment when you realize you're not prepared. And when that guy told me, man, you could be where I'm going to be. Okay? Now, I had a kid that we grew up with, we used to argue all the time, and it was almost fun. It was like sport arguing, right? And we got to the point, and he was going to be a doctor, he had all this stuff he was going to do. But again, even with the doctor, he didn't want to put in the work, okay? And he said to me, the bottom line is, the truth is, I'm going to be a doctor and you're going to be the dirtbag fixing my Porsche. And I said, oh, shit. It hit me here, because I realized at that point, that was my trajectory, okay? And that was given to me. Even though I chose this industry, it was still something that, you know, it was almost like, here you go, here's a shitty life, right? And when he said, my friend jumped over to see, started beating him up because my friend was like my brother. I didn't get upset, but it was almost like an eye awakening. I was like, okay. So now, it's funny, he came to me and we were at something, you know, some event, and I happened to run into him. And he asked me to sign a piece of paper for his kid, because his kid saw me on overhaul. Okay, now think about that for a second. All this, we did overhauling, we built the Ninja Turtle van, we did Car Wars, we just did a show with Mike Rowe, we just built a truck for Dozer Dave, I'm working up at OCC now. All that shit means nothing. All it is decorative, like a badge, right? And you gotta learn how to pick and choose those badges. Like, I don't take it too serious, I'll tell you guys, some of it's fun, some of those services are cool, some of them are assholes. All those people I mentioned, you know, I got to work with, you know, meet Jay Leno and work right next to Chip Foose, who was like a hero to me. All that stuff is good if you know how to use it. At first, I wasn't using it. At first, I had these things, and I'll tell you guys a story about believing in yourself, okay? There was a picture of Chip Foose when I first opened my shop, there was a picture of Chip Foose on the cover of Cardio magazine, right? And I said, one of my friends came in talking shit. He goes, you got to be like these guys. You got to be doing. I said, one day I'm going to be on the cover of Cardio magazine with Chip Foose. Right? I said that. I forgot about it. Years later, we did overhauling. Then we talked to the guys from Cardio, and they're like, would you do a cover with that car? Can you get a cover? And I said, I could probably get Jay Leno and Chip Foose on a cover with me. Let me see if I can make that happen, right? So we do it. We do the shoot, which is awesome, by the way. Jay's shop is dope. It's like, and Jay's cool, he's funny as hell. I ate lunch, and the Y2K, you know, that like jet motorcycle, I had like a paper plate, like my sandwich was on that bike, and I'm just like, oh man, where am I at? Like, it was like heaven for a cartoon with the magazine cover here. So, I have a little bit of ADD, I kind of float around a little bit. So, my friend walks in the shop, and he looks up at the wall, and he goes, did you Photoshop this shit? And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, Ed, don't play with me. He's looking at it. He's looking at the side. He's trying to see if I taped it to it. And I said, what do you mean? He goes, you don't remember saying that to me? And I'm like, oh, now? And then when I said it, I started laughing. I'm like, oh, shit, yeah, you know. He goes, bullshit, that's not real. I'm like, dude, it's real. He was in California, so he came, he didn't know anything, he was into cars. He goes, holy shit. And then I started thinking about, you know, sometimes where you imagine yourself, okay, and dream big, like, think big. Don't think small. Because if you think small, you're going to stay small. Absolutely. And I mean in anything you do. Your business could be a monster. It could be tiny. Your farm could be the size of this table, or it could be 100 acres. Where you decide where it is sometimes what's going to put you in that direction. You know, like they say, if the guy says he can, the guy says he can't, they're both right. That's fucking so true. So like me having that in the back of my brain, like I don't really believe in what is that, the wish, or what is that thing where you can dream success up? I don't believe in that bullshit. I believe you could work success up, but you gotta know where you're looking. If you're looking at the floor, that's where you're gonna go. If you're looking up there, and that's a tough thing for me, and what's helped me is I always knew that even if it's gonna suck shit to take an opportunity, when I did that Dozer Dave truck, I didn't make no money doing it. You guys, I'll show you pictures. It'll look like big shot. You go to SEMA on stage with him. It looks great, right? I didn't make no money. I lost money. I lost a lot of money. I lost a small fortune doing that truck because we couldn't do anything else. My shop was dead. But I knew that that little piece of jewelry I could hang on my outfit was going to be worth something. And that's the trick, is to eat shit. Because right now it doesn't matter, right? Right now it doesn't matter. 5 years from now matters. There's a saying where they say that most people overestimate what they can do in 1 year. Like, I can do this, and then you can't. But they underestimate what they can do in 5 years, right? 5 years is a really good picture, just like working out, right? Anyone here, if every single dude in this room said, I'm going to work out and put this much weight up every day in the gym, in 5 years it's going to be a room full of monsters, right? So it just depends on if you take that little step, like while you're working, right? While you guys are doing what you're doing and you're getting that paycheck that pays for your gas, that pays for food, listen, I'm not trying to impress you guys, I'm trying to be real with you guys, okay? I literally closed my shop. I literally didn't have money for gas, okay? My dog was licking a solid frozen water bowl because we had no heat at the time. Because I put $1,000 in the heat, and that shit went 2 weeks. I told my girl, okay, we're gonna be cold for the rest of the winter because I'm not doing that again. So I've been to the point where you would come, I had 5 cars, I had all the shit I thought I wanted. See, that's another part of this whole process, is the traps, the things you think you need, right? I know 2 people that basically lost their houses, almost went homeless trying to look like him. They make a little bit of money, they go buy this big boat to pull up next to his boat. Meanwhile, for Scott, that boat, he can sink it, don't matter. My friend, up to here with debt. I did the same shit. I had Corvette, I had Hummer, I had like 5 or 6 cars at one point, right? And then, in a very short period of time, right, I went from that to having one of my cars and looking forward to repo. That's how bad shit got. So I believed, like I started to believe the hype, and I started to think shit's never gonna change. They're never gonna have a bad economy, right? A bad economy is real, but I never really witnessed it that bad, right? At that time, I never saw it. So people like my mother, especially, I still hear it right now. Save your money, you're starting to make good money, put that money away, have that money do something, right? I bought a Corvette cash. They bought me a little die-cast Corvette, silver one. My family like messing with me, like, yeah, here's your Corvette. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna go buy that Corvette. So what I do, I took a bunch of cash, I made money, making good money. What I do, I bought a Corvette. Luckily, and this doesn't happen, so it's like a little pivot to the story. I built that car, and I made a ton of money with it because I sold it. And I doubled what I put into that car. But that was sheer because I put 6 months of work into it, right? But it was a show car, it got me there. But now, if I took that money that I bought that Corvette with, and I bought a house, I'd have five houses back now. So, what you think you need and what you really need. See, the thing is, when you have a skill and you have a talent that you can pat it on the back for, right? If someone says to you, man, you're a great farmer, that's all you need. You don't need the car because you're doing something that fulfills you, right? You have to look at things in your life that's going to fulfill you. And you have to try to find passion sometimes in something that's really not passion. Like for me, you know, admittedly, you get a lot of people telling you how great you are. And then that's also like a minefield, because if you start believing the bullshit people tell you, you're destined to fail. Just like I was telling you in the beginning. I have friends of mine they're car stereo guys. And everyone was telling them how great they are. They worked on basketball players' cars and all this stuff. And they stopped getting better. And because I had the auto body background, right? I'm doing fiberglass, I'm doing paint, that these guys wouldn't even know where to start. Okay, they wouldn't even know where to start. Where I was like, oh, you're here? I'm going here. Boom, right past you. A million miles an hour. When I went past these guys' shops, they couldn't even compete with our work. I mean, it was almost like Ed's the first one, and then some of these other guys are second, third, and fourth. That came from me having the auto body background. I wasn't really a great car stereo guy. I just knew how to take materials and put them together. And then I started getting a little ballsy, getting creative, and saying, I bet you I could do this. I could work with plexiglass. It's kind of some of this, some of that. And that's what kind of got me to the point. And then I started getting brave, right? Like, you could go after what you guys want to do, timid and scared, or you could just be like, you know, I don't know how many of you guys are Trump fans and not Trump fans, but my friend met with Trump before he was the president, before all this crazy dividing that's going on. And my friend said, I want to open a business, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And Trump said to my friend, he goes, if you're going to fuck up big. Mm-hmm. And my friend was like, and now my friend has a shop that you guys wouldn't believe. He's chilling, he's doing really good. But sometimes if you have to keep your own ego in check, okay? A funny story is we had a car, but he was another example of not, of buying into the bullshit. Like, the world wants to feed you if you're doing something. It's like this. It's either people blow you up too much, or people try to kick you in the balls. Now, the biggest problem is you're going to find, whatever you're doing, again, farming, body, you're going to find jealousy. Your best friend. As soon as you start making moves that he doesn't want to make, people, family, friends, girlfriends, can go, no, slow down. Yeah. People won't believe you. And again, your path is your path. But people will try to take that away from you. And all I can tell you is, you can't listen to anybody. You can't listen to your mother. If your mother doesn't see it, that whole thing I was telling you about that teacher, that was kind of being, shitty to me. I started thinking about that in the ride up here, and you know what? I don't think it was even necessary that I pissed him off so much. I think that started it, but I think he had a bad experience in his endeavor in a business, and maybe now that I'm trying to be a little more mature in my life, maybe he was trying to protect me from the pain that comes with failure. But to me, failure is part of it. The best thing you could do is learn how to fail. I don't care if you're talking to chicks. You guys want to go talk to chicks? Go get shot down 100 times, because, right? There's nothing better than getting shot down that'll make you, okay, got to do this different. The most successful people in the world are the biggest failures. You look at my, if you look at you come to my shop and listen, I'm going to put an invite out there. I may do like a training with the fiberglass and some of the custom stuff. If it's cool with you, put it out there. If you guys want to take a trip down, hang out at the shop, I'll show you guys some stuff. I'll do that. I'm going to start doing school eventually, like a training class to do that specific custom stuff. But if you guys all want to come down, we'll do it. We'll shoot a video, have some fun. As long as you guys get down there, I'll do it with you. You come to my shop, you look at the wall. I mean, I can't even fit another picture on my wall of all the cool stuff I've done. But imagine if I took all my failures and put them on the wall. You wouldn't be able to fit them in this building, right? That's something you have to learn how to deal with. If you can't take the punch of failure, you're never ever going to make it. It's almost like when I fuck up bad now, I'm like, oh, good. Because I know that fuck up is going to make me TIG welding. Is like I said, I thought we did it. That's how I get senile, I guess. But I picked up the TIG, and I started, I went to a Lincoln thing, right? And like, with the Lincoln guy, I put a nice little TIG weld down. He goes, oh, you good? I was like, oh shit, don't tell me that. Going back to someone telling you good, can't believe it. You have to be your worst critic.
Humbling.
Huh?
Humbling. The failure.
Let me tell you something. Failure is like a fuel to success. You gotta look for it, because if you don't find failure, you're not trying hard enough. I mean, that's simple. It's simple. If you're not pushing to that edge where you could fall off, then you're in the safe land. And safe isn't, there's no money in being safe, right? There's no good feelings in being safe. When I did the car wash thing, I remember two moments. I remember thinking the day before, I was like, it's not worth it. I feel like the stress I felt was tearing me apart, right? Tearing me apart. I said, why did I put myself down too far? I can't back out. If I felt like that, maybe 2 weeks earlier, I could have found it, you know. And then, you know what's funny? I told him, and this is, I don't even know if I have all the episodes, but there was one episode where my friend Dave, the same dude with the turbo guy, he messed up the time frame we had. So Flex shows up at my shop, and we had, thank God we had it. We had a little thing that you pull off the wall, 25 days, 24 days, 23 days. So Flex calls me back and he goes, hey, Ed, you got something on your wall that says you got 20 days, say 20 days. And I go, yeah. He goes, no, you got 10 days. And I'm like, ugh, what? Now the producers are telling me, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. And I don't know if you guys ever been doing TV, but if you do, keep in mind, producers want to screw you. They're nice people, but they want good TV, right? So they're telling me, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. They don't care if you win or you lose. So now, and now that I'm talking to you guys, I'm realizing when I blew up, because I had Flex on the phone, I was like, is this some TV nonsense? Bob, I'll burn that effing car outside. You want to play with me? I'd rather give you some pile of scrap metal. Flex going, oh shit, what are you doing? Calm down. And he goes, now I thought they were playing a trick on me. I thought they were, you have this much time, now you have this much time, haha, you're screwed, right? That's what I felt like. Turns out, he goes, Ed, listen, chill. Because there was another moment we almost got to a fight with some of the other guys. He had to pull me aside too, like, because I take what I do serious. So I was ready to fight. Like these guys are playing games, the producers are trying to get them to call me. Meanwhile, I'm like, you know, he goes, Ed, go have your guy Dave look at the rules. And my buddy Dave walks into my office, and I'm on the phone, like, and Dave looks over and he goes, Dave, first of all, Dave turned red. When someone has news for you, when they turn red, it's bad news right away. And I look over, I'm going, oh shit, what's this guy doing, right? So, you know, long story short, it wasn't a joke. It was my friend Dave made a mistake. But when I was blowing up at Flex, I swear to you guys, now that I think about it, because I remember the feeling very well, it was almost like I was looking for a way out. Like, it'd be easier to take this truck, kick it outside, make a big stink, and not finish. Because the pressure was unbearable. I mean, it was unbearable. But then when they said, the winner is Ed Golden, all that pressure turned into flowers. I was like, oh, there we go, we did it. But you don't feel it until that moment. Now, the nice thing about putting yourself on the line, like I had a guy come to me, he goes, yeah, I want to do overhauling, I want to do stuff like what you're doing. I'm like, that's cool. You could want that. But remember, you have to put the work. The reason I was successful at some of the things I did, not because I'm some genius, is because I put the work in. When my friends were partying, I put the work in. You know, when people were, you know, out chasing girls, I was like, yeah, I want the girls come to my house. So I made my shop like kind of cool, like my garage would have beers. And there's people like, I swear with my hand to God, people dancing in my garage and I'm under the car working on the car because I tried to figure out how can I get my, you know, keep my focus. I mean, to me, it was focus, focus, focus. So when that moment happened, and I tell you what, the next most stressful moment of my life happened in Jay Leno's garage when we did that Nomad you saw. So we made the system super simple, right? Actually, Hvcc was sick the first day, so we just started building shit. So I was like, let's just start building something. I didn't have no okay from him, but I was like, we can stand here with our, you know, doing nothing and look stupid. Let's just start building something, whatever. So we got to throw it out if you don't like it. So Hvcc shows up, he goes, that's really cool. I'm like, oh. He goes, but we can't use it. And I'm like, oh, like, are you kidding me? So basically the seat folded down in the Nomad. I didn't know that, right? Then we had to change it up, worked out good, he was happy. But we still hustled, we still looked good on TV. You know, it was a good thing. So I told my guys, let's keep the electrical super simple. There's so many people in and out of this car. We have like 3 connections to worry about. So we're at Leno's set. Now, all the other shows were loose, right? You could like, and I'm going to say I said this, but on overhauling, they could stretch it a day or so. And it was 7 days, could be 8 days if it was just someone else's car. Not with Jay Leno's car. Because Jay Leno, he would call it out. He'd be like, what happened? You late? You know, because Jay would want it to make good TV too. The car gets towed there, we're outside. There's a line of people. We're at Leno's, there's like 300 people there. And in front of everybody, the guy opens the door, goes, Golden, get in here. The car won't start, and your guy was the last guy in there. When he said that to me, my bones just melted into shit. I was just like, honestly, I don't know how I didn't fall down. That's how stressed out. Like, the stress went from like, because you're already stressed here. Now the stress went just astronomical. So I looked at my friend Petey, I go, Petey, please, he's the Dominican guy, he's on the episode. And I said, Petey, please do me a favor, go in there and look at something else, because you know our connection to, we OD'd everything. I'm like, it wasn't us, but they think it's us. Just go in there and look for something, please. He goes in, I don't hear nothing. Now I'm like, I'm crumbling, because now people are like, you know, they're looking at me, like, what's going on? There's camera time, there's a lot of money. So they open the door again, they go, Golden, he's not getting it, you gotta get in here. Now the walk of shame past everybody, I'm like, you know, a mess. And when my foot hit the ground in Leno's shop, literally, boom, the car started. And I really went this way, oh, Jesus Christ. You know, that was, you know. So you sign up for, sometimes you sign yourself up to this pressure. And when it works out good, it's great. But when it can turn ugly, luckily for me, I always thought that if I could be over-prepared, that I could, you know, like if you're over-prepared, you could be ready when something comes your way. And again, this is in any business. It's not just the custom world. It's just, you know, luckily for me, you get TV sometimes, you get magazine stuff. But for all those magazines, there's, you know, like when we did our Corvette, we got a ton of attention. People, you know, gave us trophies. We won every trophy, every show we went to. There was 6 months of me working from, like, I think I would work at my shop till like 6 o'clock. I'd go home, get lunch, and I worked till 3, 4 in the morning every day. 7 days a week. And then the car started to look like, oh shit, starting to turn into something. And that's where you need, like, you need the faith to know that the end of the road can be worth it. Because that car, I just stripped, as a matter of fact, this is a great story. And you guys ever work with a soldering iron? Okay. My stupid nephew put one on my dashboard of my brand new Corvette and melted the dashboard. Which was a blessing, because instead of killing my nephew, I looked at the car and I said, I guess we got to do a dashboard now. In that world, when, you know, the cars that had dashes done and not have dashes done, it's just like the men from the boys, right? If you decide to rip your dash out and build a custom dashboard, you're in a whole other league. So even though it was shitty, I turned it to a positive. And sometimes that's also part of it. It's taking a bad situation and knowing when to look for the good in it, right? Like you could maybe have a crop full of something go bad, and if you panic, you don't know what to do with it, but maybe you could take that and sell it to someone for compost. You know, I'm just putting stuff out there. Sometimes, instead of panicking, you gotta know what direction, you know, where you can succeed in a bad situation, or the best part of a bad situation. And that, to me, was ripping the dashboard out. It added, like, I mean, we actually made a dashboard where you put your hand in the shifter. It was gaudy as shit. You guys, I'll send you pictures. You guys, it was all airbrushed, but at that time, in that era, that car killed it. We won every show, every single show we went to. They had a $2,000 prize. I could count that money. You know, I mean, literally, we would go to shows and other guys would be like, oh, you know what I mean? And it was a good feeling. But it came at a price of a lot of work. You know, so again, though, when I say being over-prepared, building that car was me being prepared for the car show scene, right? And then that kind of started the ball rolling. And Chip Foose saw that car. Now that's what's funny. This lady walks up to me and she goes, "This cool car's really interesting. It's cool." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you." You know, we had people taking pictures with it. She goes, "You mind if my husband comes and looks at it?" I go, "Yeah, no problem. Anyone can come look at it." I let people sit in my car. I had kids rip TVs out, take parts with them and take off, scratch my car. It's a show car, it's a show car. So she comes walking back over with Chip Foose, right? And I'm going, oh shit, you know. Chip left like 200 people waiting in line to sign autographs, right? He came over and he goes, "Wow, this thing is cool." And I'm like, oh, of all the cars I've done, this is not the car I wanted Chip Foose to see. Because it was gaudy, it was loud, it was obnoxious. Chip Foose is classy, you know. So I'm like, oh, I'm like crawling in my own skin. And I told him, I said, this is the car I would want. You see, he goes, no, it's, you know what, it's different. I haven't seen anything like this. In the world of all this, your car stands out. He goes, you ever thought about doing overhaul? And I was like, oh, okay, that's a door maybe. And we had been approached by people to do overhaul. So I knew the producer's name. So when I said to Chip, hey, I know Bethany, I know this one, he goes, oh, okay. So now it's funny how things happen when you talk to Chip Foose, and he says he's interested. Monday morning, my phone rang. Ed, this is so-and-so from overhaul. Oh, shit, you know. I put the phone down, I'm like, gosh, that's overhaul, you know. And then again, so like, the hard work and the eating shit and pain, that car was pain. It was hours and hours. I mean, like, sometimes there was a lot of people at my shop. It was fun working, doing some cool stuff. And sometimes I was just me there by myself till 2, 3 in the morning, having to work, get back up at 9 or 10 and work. It was crazy. But that hard work took me and put me in a position where the car was winning, and then it got Chip's attention. And then things start to spiral. You know, you have to think about the big picture. You have to look for that, even though you could have something real small right in front of you, like that, like you said with the body shop. You know, it was just one bay. You know, and when he said to me, this guy started from one bay and turned it into this big business. I don't even know if you're bullshitting me, maybe now that I think about it. Were you
No.
just trying to inspire me, you know? But again, like that little thing is, you know, you guys can do anything you want to do. But, you know, you just guys got to really, I don't mean to be like that dude that's harping. I'm not doing this because I like Mr. Smith. I'm doing this because the world out there is brutal. And you guys are like, I look at you guys and I'm like, there's youth there. And with youth, there's